It will be available for future new members also. So please sit back and enjoy. Thank you, Dan.
Janet, you're muted.
Okay, let me say that again. Thank you, David. And now past district governor and charter president Elly will present the This is Rotary video.
There we go. There's no sound to this. This is just for you to read. I admit that a little music on the background would have been nice, but I hope you enjoyed this.
Thank you, Elly. And now the membership chair, Sharon, is now going to explain what our club offers.
There we go. Good.
Screen again.
Oh, I'm going to share the screen. Okay. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I need to put my glasses on. Good morning from rainy Chilliwack, British Columbia in Canada. So not only do we offer you something, how can you participate and give something back to our club and your club? So participation and donation. We ask that you regularly attend our weekly meetings. RI, Rotary International requirements, 50%. Our meetings are posted each week on Sunday evenings, thanks to Kitty, and can be accessed at your convenience. Rotary on demand, when you want, where you want. And that is the beauty of RECCO. It is our responsibility as members to sustain our club financially, and a $10 donation is requested when you attend a meeting. Meetings are also archived, so you can attend these at your convenience. Attendance responsibilities will be discussed later by President Tammy. The greeter messages, music selection, and meeting content ideas are gratefully received by Kitty. She would love to have your involvement with the weekly meeting format by providing greeter messages and your favorite music selections. We would appreciate donation with the choice of your music and meeting content ideas. If you come across anything on your social media, Google, or other sites that may be appropriate, please send them along to her. Humor, Canadiana, Rotary News are just a few areas you can send her. Her email is listed on the screen here. Bulletin content. We have updated our format of our bulletin, and our bulletin is for you. The content is for you. We post your family celebrations, special dates, and news. There's also information about upcoming events, items of interest in the RECCO and SECCO, our new satellite club, e-club, worlds, and Rotary. As well, we may have some fun interactive events you can participate in. The bulletin always has a link to our weekly meeting. Any of the board members can be contacted about bulletin content. Next. Fellowship, coffee chat, and assembly. Well, you are participating in assembly today, and want you to know what the opportunities are that you can participate as a member. So coffee chats are 30 minutes, and they're Thursdays at 8 a.m. Alberta time, and it's an opportunity to get to know each other better. This is a half-hour informal online get-together. Members are sent reminders by email, and the link is always found on the sidebar at our website. Assemblies are usually the third Tuesday of the month at 6 p.m. Alberta or Mountain Time for approximately 1 hour. Fellowship assemblies are an opportunity for us to have some fun, learn something new, listen to interesting guest speakers, and celebrate together. These are also recorded and archived for later viewing. Again, notice of our assemblies are posted on our website, noted in our bulletins, and members receive an email with Zoom links. This fireside isn't exceptional, as the date was changed to accommodate different time zones for learning. Elly is our contact, and her email is also listed on your screen. All e-club meetings and online events are posted on the website with Zoom links. Okay, Elly? Service above self. A phrase that most of us use often in Rotary. So Elly already shared information about the projects that we are currently involved in, and these change, and we're always looking for new ideas. So I'm not going to go over them again, but you can find again the links to each website on our web page. I just want to highlight a little bit of service a little bit. Because we are an online club with members across Canada and around the world, we felt a need to connect with our own communities and provide service above self. We asked members to find opportunities to do this, either personally or in partnership with a local Rotary Club or other organization. Please provide us with photos and a brief description of your project to share in our bulletin and on our meeting sites and on social media. In March, we held a project fair highlighting our projects, and this was recorded. We encourage you to watch this assembly recording. Please check out each of our projects. These are your projects also. And last, our Rotary Foundation. Most of us make the Rotary Foundation our charity of choice. This allows Rotarians to participate in worldwide projects and projects in their own district. So please consider making Rotary Foundation your charity of choice. You can do weekly withdrawals, monthly withdrawals. You can do one-time donations. It's very simple to do this. If you need more information or would like to know more about the Rotary Foundation, please contact Elly. And her email address is again on the screen here. If you want to find out more about polio, which is a major project that the Rotary International organization and each Rotary Club participates in, then you can see the website there. Okay, and that's about it for me. So thank you. And any questions, please put them in the chat box and we will get to them later.
Okay, Sharon, thank you. And I believe you're going to continue on with your introduction.
I am. All right, it is my pleasure to introduce Irene Makar. She's going to do her classification talk for us today, and you will see how a classification talk is done if you're a new member with us. Irene has 25 plus years experience in company ownership and executive roles in multiple sectors: academia, asset management, IT, and aerospace. Her work in business and consulting spans several sectors across Canada and internationally, and includes expert advisory roles to Canada's PM office, commissioned work to European Techno-Economic Policy Support Network in Belgium, and other organizations. Irene holds numerous leadership training certificates in addition to 4 degrees. The combination of executive management, academic research, and public STI policy provides the ability to recognize the business side requirement of innovation while remaining cognizant of what the research side can deliver. So I'm not going to talk to you anymore about Irene because she's going to share her information and her life with us. So Irene, you're on.
Thank you very much for that introduction, Sharon. I have to share my screen, or can you share your screen? I want to bring out my slides.
Okay, there we go.
Can everybody hear me? First, you know, I've been a member of a Rotary for quite some time, and I have never done a classification talk. So this is kind of new. I was wondering what to say. So I'm going to come at it from the hats that I wear in innovation. I'm going to talk, be a little bit academic with a couple of the slides and to talk about why innovation is really a confusing topic. I'm going to, first, I don't want, I'm sorry to say this, but I don't want my classification talk recorded because almost every company that I work with, I sign an NDA. And I'm close to retirement. I'm very much into international travel. In my days when I was actually lecturing and designing innovation projects at the University of Alberta, I've done projects with CETA. So I've got a fair amount of experience with developing countries. And so I joined Rotary as a forum to give back, as it's kind of almost like a bit of a retirement plan as well. If there is something useful that I can provide to the projects that we engage in, that's where I see my value. I see value also, of course, in helping organizations be more innovative.
Great. Janet, I'll turn things back over to you.
And I'm going to turn things over to Doug.
Thank you, Janet and President Tammy. Irene, thank you very much for your presentation today. Obviously, you're an expert in your field. I'd be really looking forward to hearing about your future plans of your retirement and how you're going to be able to bring your innovation expertise into our club. And you said you want to do some international travel. That sounds very interesting to me. So I hope I hear more about that in the future. And I hope your experience with the Rotary Club is a good one.
Okay,
Welcome.
thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Doug. President Tammy is now going to explain the responsibilities and privileges of membership.
Thank you, Janet. I'm going to keep this quite brief. I'm actually going to start off with just explaining how your profile works in Club Runner. I know quite a few of you have gone in and done your profiles, and I'll share mine so we can have an idea of what we're looking at. So here's the home page for when you will log into our website. So let's go into the member area. I'll pull up my own and I'll explain some things under your profile. I can just go into there's a couple of ways to do it. You can do it from the top screen to go under the membership through the list, or I just did it through my own. So here's my profile. The first page, of course, first section talks about your name, your address, where you live, the date of birth, and all of this information we use on a regular basis. So good to keep that updated, your email address. If I go into Rotary itself, which is another area, you'll always see a membership ID number, a badge number. Those are all assigned by Rotary International. If you have any designations within Rotary, it'll show up here. It shows your attendance for the year, when you joined the club, when you joined Rotary, what type of a member you are in your actual classification. And obviously, we just heard from Irene, she's in the innovation field. And I should explain that because we get asked questions a lot about your classification. It's not necessarily the job that you're doing, it's more of the field that you're in. Under biography, this is where you can add some things. Now there are different sections. If you go under the public, this is information that can be viewed by anyone in the district. Vocational description talks about how your classification and vocational service marry up. And then your private biography. Under commitments, I haven't much in here myself, but I do intend to add some, talking about different events. And for instance, one thing that we could put in here to remind ourselves is the charter celebration coming up. We could show that under an event name, and you could go in and add some information there, include your links if you like. Under the settings, this is something more that is handled by the administrator, which is my other hat that I wear within the club. And you can go in and change your password. It shows your access level. You can put a custom signature. It's a field that you may or may not use. The privacy one is a good one. These are defaulted. So when you become a member of our club, we have already set up some of the communication preferences, but you can change a few. We always ensure that you will receive the bulletin or integration. You'll notice we don't at the bottom, different sections. Good to go into each one of those and have a look and see what's in there. The other part we'll look at quickly is the attendance. So when you do a meeting within the club, I'll show you what the attendance looks like in the actual, off of the blue tab here at the top of our club. It'll show what your dashboard is. You have a couple of choices for attendance. And the dashboard is basically recent meetings that you did. It shows the attendance history report. Some interesting stats there. Meetings is where you actually would go in, pick the meeting that you may have just done. Let's pick April 26th, although I can't do it yet. It hasn't been posted, but I'll show you exactly where it goes into here. When I go in and look at these, I can see what meetings I've attended. It's club runners sometimes can be a little bit slow. I'll pick another one that's there we go. So this shows the meeting, the name of the meeting that was posted on the 19th. It shows all of the names that are under there. It shows that I attended that meeting. So when you submit your attendance forms to me as my secretarial role, I simply go in and click off where you did the meeting and save it. And then we get other reports generated. So it's important to do the attendance because it does affect the overall attendance for the club. So let's go back to the main screen. And just look at an attendance form, just so we can quickly review what happens with the form. So if you are doing one for your own club, this is the member makeup attendance form. And this is used by our active members and now our RECCO members and our associate members as well, but different reasons for different things. So for instance, if I was going to fill out a form for a meeting, let's say I'm doing it for today for the Fireside chat as a makeup, just simply put in the date, which would be today. And it's not a makeup because I haven't missed any weeks recently. So you don't have to necessarily fill that out if it's not for something specific. If it is for something specific, if you want it to do today's makeup for the meeting coming up, then you could indicate that, or for a meeting that you missed, you would simply go into there, put the date that you want it to be for. What qualifying activity that I did, I can choose from the list, fellowship event. And in the box, and this is very helpful for all of us who deal with these forms, it's not just me, I would simply put the Fireside chat. And that cues Jean, the treasurer, if you submit a donation along with it. Also, Kitty finds comments off of here that we include in the newsletters. And of course, I use it for the attendance purposes. And then you have a number of options of how to pay. This area can be a little bit confusing for people. Jean recently added the QR code, which is working quite well. We've tested it quite a bit. You can choose to, let's say today I wanted to do a $10 donation for that. I could simply click on the Rotary email address, send a message to Jean. I'm not going to open it up because it'll actually send it for me, and say, I'll be forwarding an e-transfer or using the QR code, and I'm sending you $10 for the event today. That helps us keep it all straight. You can also click off down here how you are doing that. You click off the preferred method. This is if you're doing an e-transfer. And then you simply repeat your email address at the bottom and submit it. If you decide that you're not going to send a check, or you're going to use the PayPal, you click one of those. Do not fill in the amount here unless you're using PayPal. That's the only one that's triggered with the amount. The rest of it, you just simply choose, and that's why the email to Jean is helpful, so he knows what to look for when it's coming in. Now, for our regular active members, most people donate within our club on a monthly, quarterly. Myself, I do it quarterly. I send my donations in quarterly. And again, you just tell Jean, it's just the more detail you can give on the attendance form for what you're submitting, or the email that you're using to do an e-transfer, just tell us what it's for. For our RECCO members, it'll be a similar process. I'm actually going to be attending one of your meetings and going through this. Yours is a little bit different because your weekly meeting doesn't necessarily trigger the same as your meetings are at different dates. So I'll explain all that to you in a future meeting. And for the associate members, your attendance is calculated differently. You go in as a guest on our weekly meetings. So I'm going to make sure that we do a meeting in the very near future with just the associate members too, and explain that all at once, because there has been quite a bit of confusion about that. So I guess a couple of attendance tips I could say that people have found very helpful. Personally, myself, I try to do the meeting every Monday night. That's the day of the week that I know I'm going to have a bit of time. As we say, Rotary is on demand, when and where you want. For me, I'm a little more anal than that. I like to pick a date when I can actually go in and do it then, and I know it's done. And then just complete you're triggered to complete the attendance form right after you do the meeting. With other events such as today, so try this today. When we're finished our fellowship assembly, just go online, fill out the makeup form and send it in. And then you can forget about it, because I do use those to keep our attendance at, and we're doing very well with the attendance this year. So that's basically it. The other thing I wanted to show you, but I won't be able to today, is my Rotary. It's down for maintenance, of course. Today, the day that I would like to show it, the Rotary International doesn't always pay attention to that. So that is another area where you update your information, and maybe we'll talk about that at another time when I know I can access it. So that's basically all I'm going to go into for detail right now. If you have specific questions, please send them to me. I'm always happy to meet with you one-on-one via Zoom and step you through different things. It's really helpful Club Runner can be a little intimidating when you're first in there, but it's a really good tool to use, and it just sometimes takes a bit of practice, and I am more than happy to help whenever I can. Okay, I think that's it for me.
Can we ask questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Go ahead.
As long as it's quick, right, Janet?
Yeah.
I do have a Paul Harris, but it's not appearing. So what happens there?
Just I'll meet with you and show you how to update it.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. And we're going to hear from Doug again, please.
You can hear from me again?
Oh, I had you down here as to thank again. That's okay. Don't you worry about it.
Who am I thanking?
That
I'm
might have
thanking
been
you?
me. No, I think everybody.
Okay, I didn't. I'd like to thank great meeting. I know all our meetings take a lot of preparation. You know, last week there was a trial to make sure that, you know, all the glitches are taken care of. So there's a lot of, it's just not a matter of just throwing up a Zoom meeting. You know, there's a lot of work from the committees and Elly and Janet and everybody that gets involved in it. So I'd just like to thank everybody that works behind the scenes and everybody that's in this club that keeps it moving forward. And thank you all the new guests that we see today, and just happy to be part of Rotary Club.
Excellent. Thank you, Doug. Thank you. We are now open to some questions. If you have a question, if you'd please, in the participants panel, click on the raised hand beside your name, just so we're not all speaking over one another. And then we can answer those, and if we don't have any, then we're going to proceed with some fellowship.
Janet, maybe before we get into that, I would just like to remind everybody, if you haven't already registered for the charter event of our RECCO club, please get on there and do that. We don't want you to miss out. It will be recorded, but nice to make sure you register if you haven't done already. This will be recorded today too, the Fellowship Assembly, and it'll be posted on YouTube in the next few days.
Okay.
Oh, Janet, you're muted again.
I'm going to get a t-shirt that says something about muting.
This is the symbol.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Way to go, Keith.
I'd like to see you guys do that every time I mute.
Really nice of RECCO members to join us this morning. We have 4 of you, and Esther is a prospective member for our club, and thank you for coming, Esther. Good way to learn a little bit more about us. Ethan is also one of our newest active members. Happy to have you with us today. Hopefully we didn't overload everyone with too much information.
It was all good information.
Too, yes.
President Tammy,
Yes.
do I understand that we've got the RI president coming to the next meeting, to the induction? That's
The
remarkable.
charter.
That's actually, I just want to remind everybody, that's actually the second time we've had the RI president to our club. And the first time was in my year, and we just simply, we sort of just said, could we possibly have the RI president come to one of our meetings? And it was simply a phone call to our headquarters, and they said, well, we'll get back to you. And we managed to put it all together. And I think that was back when we were using GoToMeeting, and there was a whole bunch of anxiety about how this would all work out and everything. And we had the RI president, in line, and we had Paul Favell from our club actually at our headquarters.
Yes, with his daughter.
Yeah, with his daughter and a gift. And at 4:35, exactly on schedule, it came on, and there was the RI president. We were all startled. This was absolutely amazing to us. And he did a fabulous presentation to our club, and it was quite a notary event.
I think, Doug, it's Laura that wrote to RI President Holdenack. Am I correct, Laura? You're muted.
Mhm.
Maybe it was Katarina.
That was Katarina.
Katarina, I'm very sorry.
That's pretty exciting.
Yes.
We should all be there.
I
Well,
just,
there is a link at the side in the chat window. Put up a link to the RECCO charter event, so you can register there.
yeah, I was just going to
Let's all
say
be there.
that the link to the charter event is in the chat box here. I think Kit has some, she's got her hand up here for
Yep.
a while.
So I have like 3 quickie things. How many are going to the charter event? How many have registered?
Well, going, not registered.
Register. Okay, well, somebody in the registered group will know. The second thing is, Irene, I always knew you were brilliant, but holy moly, I mean, knew you were well traveled. But I mean, I'm going to have to get a dictionary out the next time you talk. Anyway, but the other thing is, we want to take bragging rights because Katarina contacted Holgar Connacht. She did it in German. Cheater.
All rights belong to me, Kate. Sorry.
Excellent.
Any other questions or comments before we sign off? It is 1 hour.
Lynn,
Yes.
do you have a question?
Dieter has a question. How many more people can sign because it's a limited group?
There's 41, so it must be 59. It's 100 consign, right? So
We
Oh.
can invite the world. Okay, bye.
Yeah. You
If I may.
may want to consider signing register as one only, so that if we get more registration, we don't over register. because we have to stop registrations. And I know
Okay.
So if people are in the same household, you want to register once then, Elly, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, we have
Yeah.
time for one more question. Lynn?
Thank you. If I may, I just want to point out that Kitty is very involved in a fantastic Ontario program that helps people with the COVID situation. I tried to join this group and I did a training, etc. But I only have an iPad and you need a computer. But Kitty I think she is doing more than her required shifts, etc. She's doing a heck. I was going to swear.
That's not
She's doing
surprising.
a heck of a job. And I want to thank her on behalf of people in my community for all she and the other persons are doing. Thank you, Kitty.
Excellent.
Thank
you,
you,
Lynn.
Lynn.
She's doing more than her little bit of service.
Okay, well,
Actually, this past month, I think I've done about 77 hours
Yeah, yeah.
online,
wow.
answering
Well
the phone. Yeah.
Good.
good for you.
We should also mention that Anel is a prospective member for the RECCO Club. So Laura just reminded me here on the chat.
Yep.
Thank you so much for that.
Excellent. Okay, well, it's 1:02. That is marks the end of our meeting. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Great. Thank you,
That was a
Jan.
good meeting.
Thank you for facilitating, Janet.
You're welcome.
Take care, everybody.
Okay.
Have an
Have
awesome
a-
day or evening. Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
All right.
bye, everyone.
Bye, Elly.
Bye.
Lunchtime.
When
Yeah.
is Paul Harris
Bye.
Day? When is Paul Harris